This is a sequel video to the other James Bond video I have. Same publisher, same type of book, just focusing on the women of the franchise. And I believe this is basically all the main Bond girls, and there's probably some like extras thrown in because some movies have more than one. So we're gonna check out this book right here. Here's the back. Bond and Love, Always a Dangerous Combination. Published by DK Publishing, which have been on the channel multiple times now. They have a lot of awesome books. So let's check out the Book of Bond Girls, starting from the beginning of the James Bond franchise. Bond Girls. Now I will say, most of the actresses in this book, I don't know their names. So, unless if it says it, I won't know. Alistair Dogal. There's a few that I know towards the end, when it gets to like, Quantum of Solace, Casino Royale, and stuff like that. And even some of the ones with Pierce Brosnan. We got Dr. No. What's her name? Ryder. Ryder what? Honey Ryder. Bond and Honey. Most of these like early, like old school ones, like the very original Bond, I saw it once and I just never really cared for them. I liked Roger Moore, which is the ones that I watched with my dad and stuff like that. I've seen all of these movies with my dad, but I can assure you my intentions are strictly honorable. Bond the Honey Rider. Sylvia. Too many have to go, just as things were getting interesting. We're also going to see a kind of like advance in clothing from, obviously Bond always just wears his suit, but the women's dresses and hairstyles all change over time. Miss Moneypenny, of course, is always, a Bond staple. What gives me, given an ounce of encouragement. Seated at her desk outside M's office in MI6 headquarters, Miss Moneypenny sometimes speculated about the various Secret Service personnel that visited her irascible but good-hearted boss. She had a soft spot for one particular 007, James Bond. As well as being extremely efficient, Miss Moneypenny had a good sense of humor and loved to flirt with MI6's most charismatic agent. Occasionally, she wondered where flirting with him might lead. But it never does with Miss Moneypenny and Bond. Miss Taro. I'll just go and put some clothes on. Don't go to any trouble on my account. That Bond. He always knows what to say. From Russia with love. A beautiful Russian cipher clerk, Tanya Romanova, lures Bond to Istanbul. She claims to have fallen in love with Bond's photograph and wishes to defect to the West, bringing him with her. The Lector, a top secret Soviet decoder. Tanya believes she's on an important mission for her country's secret service, but she is the innocent dupe of an even more devious and ruthless organization, one with a special grudge against MI6 and Bond, Spectre. Which, of course, if you've seen the current Bond movies, Spectre is a big part of the franchise. Here we go, more Tatiana Romanova. Careful, guns upset me. I'm sorry, but I'm a bit upset myself. Gypsy Camp. Tell her hostess hospitality overwhelms me. Goldfinger. Oh, this was crazy because they killed her and then they just painted her gold. The girl's dead and she's covered in paint. Gold paint. That's one of the worst ways that they kill somebody. There's another one that's really bad, like in the modern ones. What is this? I'm not gonna read that. Chelsea Galore is her name. I'll say it now. It's funny. Happy landing. This is no time to be rescued. Bond. Goldfinger. Thunderball. It's the first time I've tasted women. They're rather good. Spectre hijacks a NATO plane carrying 2 atomic bombs and holds Britain and the United States to ransom. Domino Derval, the missing pilot's sister, is the only lead. Bond travels to the Bahamas to find her. He discovers that she is mixed up with a man named Emilio Largo, a male playboy twice her age who sports an eye patch and a Spectre signet ring. There we go, we got Domino Derval again. Swimsuit right here. Still in the first Bond guy. I even forget his name. Like, this is how much these movies made an impact on me. You are not like Largo. Oh, why do you say that? The way you hold me. So cute. Fiona Volpe. When the time is right, he'll be killed. I shall kill him. Fiona Volpe to Emilio Largo. Got her gun right there too. Patricia Fearing. Do I seem healthy? Too healthy, by far. So she's like a doctor type character. Nurse, maybe. You only live twice. Ooh, YOLO would have started so far back then if it was YOLO. I love you. I have a car nearby. Oh, where do you suggest we go? I know a quiet hotel and where your friend is waiting, Mr. Henderson. Ooh, always blocked. This is Kissy. Some honeymoon. Kissy was a superb swimmer and an excellent shot. These skills proved vital when she and Bond discovered Spectre's rocket base, hidden inside a dormant volcano. Aki. I like this one a lot. I think I will be very much enjoy serving under you, Aki and Bond. Bond and Aki's relationship proved tragically short-lived. She was poisoned by a Spectre assassin. This is true. She had, like, not that much screen time, sadly. On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I love you. I know I'll never find another girl like you. Will you marry me? You mean it? I mean it. While hunting Ernst Starvo Blofeld, Bond saves tempestuous Tracy Vincenzo from drowning herself. Tracy's father, underworld boss Mark Angie Draco, offers to tell Bond where Blofeld is if Bond will marry his rebellious daughter. But before that can happen, Bond must infiltrate Blofeld's latest operation, an algae clinic where the only patients are angels of death, beautiful girls from all over the world. Tracy D. Vicenzo. That's the best pronunciation you'll get from me. Suppose I were to kill you for a thrill. I could think of something more sensible to do. Dude, how do you always have these quick one-liners? Angels of Death. The female patients of Piz Gloria, the clinic run by the Comte de Bluechamp, were bored. The sight of a Bond in a kilt provided a welcome distraction. Of course, nothing was as it seemed. Bluechamp was Blofeld. Bond was an imposter, and the girls were unwitting angels of death. I'm afraid I've never had much to do with ladies. Diamonds are forever, forever, forever. That's quite a nice little nothing you're almost wearing. I approve. I don't dress for the hired help. Savage. Tiffany Case. You're not a cop. tricked her into believing he was Frank's, a link in the diamond smuggling pipeline. Now the smugglers were being killed off, and she was next. Tiffany opted to play ball with Bond and the CIA against the man behind the smuggling ring, Ernst Starvel Blofeld. Now, if only she could get those diamonds. Live and Let Die. This is one of my favorite Bond movies. Solitaire, a beautiful, innocent fortune teller, unwittingly holds the key to conspiracy to flood the U.S. with cut-price heroin. The plot's mastermind, Dr. Kanaga, relies on Solitaire's telepathic powers and tarot deck to keep one step ahead of the authorities. Bond senses that if he can win Solitaire over, he can send Kanaga's vicious, voodoo-driven empire straight to the graveyard. A man comes. He travels quickly. He has a purpose. He comes over water. He travels with others. He will oppose. He brings violence and destruction. Solitaire foresees Bond's arrival. Yeah, this movie's just awesome. Your power exists to serve me, and it is mine to control. If and when the time comes to decide you are to lose it, I myself will take it away. Kanaga to Solitaire. Rosie Carver. These are my era. Not even my era, I wasn't alive for these, but the ones that I like a lot. Mrs. Bond, I pursue Bond to Rosie. Man with the Golden Gun is also good. He's a monster. I hate him. Then leave him. You know, walk out on Scaramanga. Adria Anders and Bond. And of course, the Man with the Golden Gun. See what they did there. Andrea Anders, no golden gun. You always take a shower with a pistol. Bond to Andrea. Good night. There's more to you than meets the eye. Good night, Bond. Agent Goodnight knew that things had not gone well. Instead of obtaining the Solex agitator for Bond, she'd always allowed Master Assassin Scaramanga to kidnap her and take the Solex himself. A prisoner on Scaramanga's island, Goodnight promised herself to do her bravest and best when Bond came to rescue her. A spy who loved me. When the mission is over, I will kill you. This is another kind of like Russian right here, I believe. Anya Amasova. The mission is over, Commander. The time had come. Karl Stromberg's plan to cause nuclear Armageddon and roll what was left of the world from his undersea empire had been thwarted. Major Anya Amasova was grateful to Bond for saving her life. She was also attached to him. However, she had also sworn to avenge her KGB lover's death. Her finger tightened on the trigger. Naomi. The rival of Stromberg's sultry pilot affected Bond and Anya Amasova in different ways. Bond was cheerfully enthusiastic. What a handsome craft, such lovely lines, while Anya felt an unwelcome pang of jealousy. Anya mistrusted Naomi from the start, and she was proved right. Naomi soon showed her claws. Mr. Stromberg sent me to collect you. Moonraker. I have to say, Moonraker is definitely one of my least favorite Roger Moore movies. I thought this movie was trying to rip off like Star Trek and Star Wars. I don't know if it came out before or after, but it was definitely trying to capitalize on a trend that it wasn't very good at. I suppose you're right. We would be better off working together. Detente agreed. Understanding, possibly. Cooperation, maybe. Trust, out of the question. Dr. Holly Goodhead. I still don't know if I trust you on Brazil's Sugarloaf Mountain. Holly soon discovered that Bond was the ideal man in a crisis. Corinne. My mother gave me a list of things not to do on a first date. Uh-oh. She broke the list. For your eyes only. You don't tell me what to do. Melina Havelock to Bond. Melina Havelock. I like how this woman is too. She's nice. Half English, half Greek, grief-stricken marine archaeologist Melina Havelock turned crossbow-wielding avenger. Not satisfied with killing her parents' grinning assassin, she also wanted retribution against his paymaster. Her resolve led her to team up with Bond as he battled underworld kingpin Christados for possession of the ATAC defense system. Only when Christados lay dead could her thoughts turn from revenge to romance. Countess Lisso. Oops, me night dice slipping. So is your accent, Countess. Octopussy. This one, it's so funny because they say octopussy in the movie too, and it's just like so out of place, this word. So, you're the mysterious octopussy, yeah, like that's their character's name. And you are James Bond, 007, licensed to kill. Am I to be your target for tonight? Bond and Octopussy. Octopussies, girls. I train them, give them a purpose, a sisterhood, and a way of life. In crime, in business. Magna. I collect memories. Well, let's get on with making a few. Magna and Bond. This guy just goes for it every time. And it always works for him. A few to kill. I can tell you a few things about Zorin. I'd like to hear them. Stacy Sutton. Bond girls, a few to kill. I'd sell everything and live in a tent before I'd give up. Stacy Sutton to Bond. Oh, I remember this one too. I don't know if they're gonna talk. She's not really a Bond girl, but she's like my dad was telling me she's a famous model from this time period, 70s or 80s. Mayday informed Stacy that her helicopter was waiting, cutting short her conversation with Bond and Max Zorin's party. Paula Ivanova. Detente can be beautiful. This is no time to be discussing politics. The living daylights. Whoever she was, I must have scared the living daylights out of her. Bond Saunders, head of Station V, Vienna. Cara Melovi. You didn't think I'd miss his performance, did you? She's like a cello player type thing. There's a bullet hole right here in a cello too. License to Kill. Out of Gas. I haven't heard that one in a long time. I didn't really care for these Timothy Dalton movies, and I don't think many people really did either. That's why he was only Bond like once or twice. Pam Bouvier. Why can't you be my executive secretary? We're south of the border. It's a man's world. Lupe Lamora. You better find yourself another lover. GoldenEye. Okay, now these ones are the good ones with Pierce Brosnan. So, I guess I should say my favorite Bonds would be Daniel Craig, since he's the one I grew up with. Then I'd say Roger Moore. Most of them are better. Most of them are good. And then Pierce Brosnan in that order. Roger Moore and Pierce are kind of tied. But anyway, GoldenEye. If you think for one moment I don't have the balls to send a man to die, your instincts are dead wrong. I've no compunction about sending you to your death, but I won't do it on a whim. M. The Pound. Natalia Semonova. How can it be so cold? It's what keeps me alive. No, it what's keep you alone. Oh. Zinya Onatapa. No more foreplay. Take me to Janice. Moneypenny. Good old Moneypenny. What would I ever do without you? As far as I can remember, James, you never had me. Hope springs eternal. She was too professional to mix pleasure with business. Nevertheless, M's secretary, Moneypenny, enjoyed giving as good as she got whenever Bond started flirting with her. The advent of a female boss helped dispel the all-male boys' club atmosphere at MI6. Moneypenny felt emboldened to tease Bond's back, jokingly accusing him of sexual harassment. When he asked her what the penalty for that was, she had her answer ready. Someday you have to make good on your innuendos. Moneypenny sometimes wondered if Bond ever would. Tomorrow Never Dies. I love Michelle Yeoh. I have been a fan of Michelle Yeoh forever. And of course, she's recently did the Everything Everywhere All at Once movie, and she's great in that, but I love her in like her Jackie Chan movies as well, like Super Cop 3, I believe it is. And she got even her own movie, which is not that bad of it, but Michelle Yeoh, amazing. Amazing actress, amazing martial artist. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were following me around, Mr. Bond. Wai Lin. Tomorrow Never Dies is one of my favorite ones. Wai Lin. Calm, efficient, martial artist experienced with all kinds of weapons. Wai Lin prided herself on working alone. However, she had to admit that while handcuffed together, she and Bond had helped each other out of some deadly situations. After Bond saved her from taking a bullet, she decided to team up with him in order to destroy Carver's stealth ship and avert the war. As a token of their new partnership, Wai Lin handed Bond a special earring so he could pick the lock out of his handcuffs. And there she is fighting. You still think you can do this alone? It depends whether your mission is peace or revenge. Bond and Wai Lin. Michelle Yeoh, awesome. Paris Carver. You know, this job of yours, it's murder and relationships. Paris to Bond. The world is not enough. Electra King. I like this one too. I'm going to redraw the map, and when I'm through, the whole world will know my name. Electra King to Bond. Electra King. She had toyed with Bond, but it was Renard she loved. Not so much for himself, but for what he could do for her. As a lover, Renard was useless. A bullet from MI6 agent's gun was in his brain, robbing him of any ability to feel and slowly killing him. Electra would have preferred Bond, but he was wedded to his duty. That made Electra hate him. There's no point in living if you can't feel alive. Christmas Jones, of course. Denise Richards. People don't like her acting in this one, and she's kind of like just there. But, you know, I like Denise Richards in a lot of her other movies. Miss Dr. Jones, Christmas Jones, and don't make any jokes. I've heard them all. In a male-dominated field of nuclear physics, Dr. Christmas Jones was used to standing up for herself. She first met Bond in a former Soviet test site in Kazakhstan, where she was decommissioning atomic devices. Renard's theft of nuclear material brought her and Bond together in a desperate bid to prevent Renard from blowing up the city of Istanbul. Oh, Halle Berry. See, I said before I don't know them. These ones towards the end, I know pretty much a lot of them. Do you believe in bad luck? Let's just say my relationships don't seem to last. I know the feeling. Jinx. I'm a girl who just doesn't like to get tied down. Whatever Jinx did, she did in style. She stood up at Graves' Ice Palace driving a sleek Ford Thunderbird. For the party celebrating the launch of Graves' Icarus Space Mirror, she changed to a spectacular Varese jet dress. Bond was doubly impressed. He already knew what a devastatingly effective Agent Jinx was. Miranda Frost. I don't remember this actress's name, but I know she's in a bunch of stuff too. Champion fencer Miranda Frost had cheated her way to an Olympic gold medal, and she received both M and Bond. They believed she was spying on Gustav Graves or MI6. However, she was in league with the Diamond Bagante and shared his power Graves' dreams. Miranda's icy hauteur intrigued and attracted Bond, but he couldn't melt Miranda's heart. She developed a particular hatred for Bond's female partner, NSA Agent Jinx. Casino Royale, my favorite Bond. Daniel Craig. You aren't going to let me in there, are you? You got the armor back on, and that's that. I have no armor left. You stripped it off me and tossed it away. Vesper Lind. Does everyone have a tell? Everyone but you. I wonder if that's why I love you. The enigma thing. Solange. Why can't nice guys be more like you? Because then they'd be bad. Quantum of Solace. You lost somebody? I did, yes. You catch whoever I didn't? No, not yet. Tell me when you do. I'd like to know how it feels. Camille and Bond. Camille, there's something horribly efficient about you. Her back bore the scars from the fire. The fire started by General Medrano to cover up the murders of her parents and elder sister. Fire also raged with Camille Mortes to be avenged against this would-be Bolivian dictator. Camille had become Dominic Green's lover in order to assassinate Medrano. Green tried to have Camille killed, and so she joined Bond's crusade against the Green and Quantum. Medrano's death remained Camille's priority. Revenge for Basser's death and Bond was Bond's. Camille and Bond had no time to spare for romance. Agent Fields. Oh, this is the one that I was talking about. They basically just covered an horror. Green vented his anger at Bond by attacking a far more vulnerable target. Bond returned to his hotel to find that Agent Fields had been drowned in crude oil. Crazy. And then James Bond will return, and yes, he does, because there's still 3 more movies after. But this book is just printed a lot before then. DK, Penguin Random House. Here's all the people credited for the book. And then no inside artwork. I want to thank you if you're still here. I hope that you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you do subscribe. Subscribing is the best metric for me to tell that people are liking my videos. And of course, we have the goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers. Thanks so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.